Good morning.
Good morning.
Y'all was louder than that a few minutes ago. So I'm kind of excited because they told me I was speaking to a group of fourth graders today. Is that fifth graders? So if you're the fifth graders, wait a minute, hold on. If you fifth graders, that means you are the best and the brightest that Beecher has to offer, correct?
Yes. Wait.
That means you are the leaders of the building, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you're not a leader, raise your hand. Now, I want to see who are not leaders. So, what's your name? Yeah, I see your hands go up a little bit. What's your name? Who? Okay, so believe it or not, you are a leader. It's just which direction you are leading people becomes the issue. So think about that. Right now, you are all leaders. Whether it's to your little brother or sister, whether it's to the fourth grader that's trying to take your spot as a fifth grader. Right now, you are all leaders. But it all depends on how you want to lead, which really defines you as the person. So as fifth graders, that means, like I said, you are the best and the brightest that Beecher has to offer. And believe me, I know the Beecher Bees. So if you are the best and the brightest, that means you are the hot stuff in the building. Right? I already know that. Best athletes, best dancers, best singers, best safety patrol, best of everything that Beecher has to offer, even if you're just the best student. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I sit on the Atlanta Board of Education. Who can tell me what that is? And I need you to raise your hand. Who can tell me who the Atlanta Board of Education is or what we do? Yes, ma'am. Okay, something like that. So, with every organization, there's a group of people that run or govern the organization. So I sit on the board that makes the policies and the rules for the Atlanta Board of Education. Now, how does that affect you? I'm going to break it down to you, all the way down to you. I made the vote, me and my 8 colleagues, because it's 9 of us. We made the vote, and you're going to hear that word a lot, vote, to move you from Beecher in your school as it's being renovated now to put you over here. So that's how vote, a group of people that you don't even know, that you never heard of, affected your life. Because we voted to move you from your home school all the way across town to put you in this school you knew nothing about, neighborhoods you knew nothing about. But because of a vote, we was able to do that. So that's how I vote, because many of you probably don't think voting is important. But it is, because a vote is what got you here. So believe it or not, I went to this school. Yeah, I went to Bethune Elementary. Believe it or not, I stay right off the playground here. If you walk out the playground, walk 500 feet, you'll be in my front yard. So I'm born and raised right here in Vine City and went to this school. So while I was in the neighborhood, I was SGA president here as well. We got any SGA members here? Caden, I seen Caden posters outside. Caden in here? Let me see his face. All right.
He's been student of the month.
Okay, so he's obviously the best and the brightest. So I came through the neighborhood, and I was SGA president here. I was SGA president at Kennedy, and then I was vice president at Washington High. Okay? But when I got to college, I decided to leave SGA alone. I was playing football at that point. But coming through the neighborhood, I was elected to do neighborhood stuff, to be neighborhood leadership, and then I was elected to the Atlanta Board of Education. Now let's talk about voting. Tell me why it's important to vote. You answer one question. We're going to give somebody else a shot, okay? I see she's a leader already. I got another leader back here. Yes, ma'am. I'm not going to accept that. Move your hand. There we go. I can't hear your voice if you got your hand up. Okay? She said because your voice matters. Now, how does it matter?
Because somebody
might want something else, but you want a different thing. So if you vote, you get the fair right to pick which will be the decision.
Yes. Did you hear the answer? So we're gonna take one more answer. Yes, ma'am.
Voice can matter because if you see somebody being that's when you can speak up to stop.
So out of all of the answers I heard a common thread. Your voice being heard. And that's what a vote gives you. It gives you the right to be heard. Now, believe it or not, and you'll learn about this as you go through school, you, being African American people, did not have the right to vote. Can you imagine a world that we didn't have the right to vote? Can you imagine that world? You sure? Sit up, folks. I bored myself sometimes, but we're going to get through it, okay? We're going to get through it. Can you imagine that world that you don't have the right to? Can you imagine the world that your vote and your voice did not matter?
Yes.
You can't imagine that world? Tell me how you can imagine that world. It's already happening now. It already happened. But was you there? Okay. So you was born into a world that your vote matters. But guess what, people? We still don't vote. Okay, so he said we're not old enough to vote. So how old do you have to be to vote? 18. All right, so I'm going to show you something else. So here I am, so many years removed from 5th grade. But guess what I had to bring? Uh-oh, I done lost it. What happened to my notes? So this is important. So when your teacher tells you how to take your notes, it's important to have your notes. So I found out an interesting fact. So who know about the Constitution? So you know there were amendments to change the Constitution.
Yes.
So in 1971, now that's don't mean anything you got, but that was 1 year before I was born. Yeah, 1972. We'll talk about that later. But 26th Amendment actually lowered the voting age from 21 to 18. So 47 years ago, if you guys was born, you couldn't vote. You couldn't vote. Because in 1971, you had to be 21 to vote. So I almost know what happened. A group of people got together and said, hey, we old enough to do everything else, we need to be old enough to vote. So they lowered the age to 18. All of that happened with a vote. So why is it also important to vote? Go on, give me some more answers. Give me an answer. What you get when you vote? You tell me. We just had a big election in the state of Georgia. Which one was it? Ah! We have my new friend here. The governor. Exactly. Say it like you know it. The governor. Okay. So we had a lot of people to come out, a lot of people to voice their opinion about who to be governor. One person won, one person lost. But the important part is that everybody took a part in voting. So I see you have an election going on today. Yes, ma'am.
Another reason we should vote is because we want to make sure things are good in the world and make sure we vote for good people who help change our country.
Goosebumps. What she just said. You know why? You know why you didn't hear it? I mean, I appreciate you reading. I want you to read. Because if you read, you become good leaders. But there's a time to read. So did you hear what she said? You want to repeat? We want to repeat what you said for our friend back here?
The reason we should vote for good people is because we want our country to be better and for it to change for our lives.
So did you hear? So let me show you how that affects you now. Okay. So you guys know why you're in Bethune, correct?
Yes.
Because your building is being what?
Renovated.
Now, what if there were people on the Atlanta Board of Education that we have voted for that believe you did not deserve a new building?
I don't believe it.
I don't believe that.
But what if you had people that didn't believe you needed a new building? Guess what? You would still be in the same old building right now. So it is important to vote for the right people that you feel. Now, I may feel some way different, but that's democracy. I know y'all talked about that a little bit already. So everybody's not going to feel the same way. Brian Kemp didn't feel the same way that Stacey Abrams felt. Okay? But that's why we go out and vote and support the person that, as she says, is going to support how we feel and how we move forward. So what I'm going to do, because like I say, so many years ago, you did not have the right to vote. So if you learn about the Constitution and the amendments, what was the amendment that gave people the right to vote? Have they gotten that far yet?
The 26th or the 25th.
No, that's what I said.
So, raise your hand, raise your hand.
23rd.
Which one? How about the 15th? Did you raise your hand? Did you raise your hand? Did you raise your hand? So you didn't say it. Did you raise your hand?
I thought he was calling me.
I do this. Sorry, what I said at the very beginning. Raise your hand, correct? So the 15th Amendment gave everyone the right to vote, regardless of race, color, or creed. And I'm going back to my notes, and that took place in 1870. Okay, that's the 15th. But you guys was thinking about something else, which was not an amendment, it was an act. And that's the Voting Rights Act. They actually the Voting Rights Act, and it's actually struck down a lot of things that prevented certain races of people to vote, and that was us. So I'm going to be quiet and actually take some questions, some answers, get some people involved, get my friend over here with the hoodie on involved. I know you got an answer. I know you got a question. Go on. Talk to me. Somebody talk to me. How about you, Miss Falcon? Don't get shy now. You say you good. You good. So anybody here running for office? What you running for? President. Oh, you the one without the posters on the wall. You gonna win? Of course. Why? Hold on. Wait a minute. So, what's your name, sir? Hold on. What's your name? Mr. Evans. Stand up and tell us why you want to be Beecher president.
Association that involves politics and government.
Now, what you want to do for the students? Hold on, wait a minute, let him speak.
I'm not going to change I don't mind, but try to make at least 15 years of business.
Thank you. Go ahead and sit down. So you just had a person who's running for office to say that, what was it, recess?
Yes.
And then I heard everyone applaud, okay? Because I guess you support him when it comes to you guys getting recess. Guess who took away recess?
Teacher.
No. So let me help you out. Nobody in this building took away recess.
It's a bus. No. District.
Someone voted. Someone voted, and it's called the state legislature, to decide if you have recess or not. Then they voted to add it back in. But here's the trick. They also voted to give you so much work to do during in the day, there's really no time for recess. And once again, nobody in this building did that. So that's another reason why voting is important when it comes to you. Because almost everything that you go through in life, somebody voted to make it happen. Whether it was the school board, whether it was city council, whether it was the mayor, whether it was the state representative, state senator, governor, or Congress. Those are all the levels. I forgot about county in there. Those are all the levels of getting things done. So, yes, ma'am. Say what now? Good question. Good question. So this is what I want you to do. I should have brought your school board member with you. So you know how you get things done? You begin to write letters. You begin to write letters, and it could be as simple as writing your school board member and ask, why did you have a playground you can't play on? And then as your leader, we're almost obligated and should be obligated to you, because you voted for us, or your parents voted for us, to get your answer. So I'm going to give you my card so I can get your letter that I know you're going to write before the Christmas break and give it to your school board member. Or I just leave it with your teacher and she can get the information. But look, I'm getting ready to leave because I know you guys got a lot to do. But I want you to know at this young age just how important it is to vote. And I want you to vote in your SGA election because I want you to get used to voting. So when you get 18 and that topic comes across the screen that you really care about, that you already know that you're doing, you already know what it feels like to vote, you already know the issues that you want to vote for, and you're ready to be the leaders that Beecher Hills taught you how to be. So, like I say, I'm Byron Amos. You probably know another Amos person in the building, but that's interesting. But like I say, I'm excited to talk to the best and the brightest. And me and my friend back here, you and I going to talk. You almost made it, man. Come on, stand yourself. You almost made it. Come on. You act like the fourth grade. But hey, thank you for listening to me. I hope you actually learned something and got something out of it. But it is very important for you to vote and take a part in the political process, because there are people out here, like I already said, that are voting and affecting your life without you even knowing it. So thank you for listening to me. You guys have a great day. Happy holidays.